Hi everyone! Today I'm sharing with you a recipe that's been very popular on the blog lately and with good reason. It's for these super soft and chewy pumpkin cookies. So to get started, since we're not using any eggs, we simply need to soak ground flaxseed in a little bit of water. And then we can dissolve some baking soda in a little bit of plant milk. As usual, all the instructions will be linked below. And then of course for pumpkin cookies we will need some pumpkin puree. I make my own and I will also link to the recipe in the description below. We also need some unsweetened applesauce, a little bit of oil and some sugar. I use raw sugar, but you can use whatever you like. And then we mixed it well before we add the rest of our ingredients. And now that it's been soaking for a few minutes, we can add our flax egg. Usually you should have a jelly, but I rarely get one, but don't worry, the recipe works just as well. Then we also add the dissolved baking soda. We can now add our dry ingredients, starting with the spices. Of course, if you have some, go ahead and use pumpkin pie spices. I didn't, so I used cinnamon and allspice. And then we add some baking powder and a little bit of salt. And finally, the flours. I use half whole wheat and half all-purpose. And then we'll mix that well, but not too much. And I highly recommend you use a larger bowl. I was trying to use a nice one for YouTube, but yeah, it was quite small, so please don't make that mistake. And since a chocolate chip cookie would not be complete without chocolate chips, we can now go ahead and add those. I typically add between half a cup and 1 cup. And the nice thing is that we don't have to refrigerate the dough. It's ready to be baked. And I like to use an ice cream scoop to portion my dough. And this time I got 12 big cookies. You can also use a regular spoon, just like a tablespoon. So I typically get between 12 and 15 cookies. And then we can bake them in the oven at 350 degrees for 12 to 15 minutes. I let the cookies cool on the baking sheet for about 1 minute before I transfer them to a cooling rack. This is just a cake rack, nothing fancy. And this prevents them from getting soggy at the bottom from the heat. And voila, I hope that you like the recipe as much as I do. I've been taking these cookies everywhere I go to the delight of my friends and colleagues. So if you do make the recipe, please don't forget to leave me a comment and like this video and subscribe for more recipes. See you in the next one.